What's going on, Paisanos? V here, coming at you guys. Well, another video today. You know, why Konami's so hyper-focused, so much so they had to add it into their tournament policy, talking about things like hygiene, there is a massive problem in the Yu-Gi-Oh community, a problem which has only grown throughout the years. And I'm talking about adderall. Yu-Gi-Oh players are taking adderall to help them focus on playing in major events, such as a YCS. Some might even do it for something as easy as a regionals. Adderall is something that Yu-Gi-Oh players have been taking and have been spreading to others, letting them know, hey, listen, you should take this because it'll help you focus. And if you focus on the game, you will, one, have an advantage, but two, you're basically taking a substance. Now, I want to throw it out there that Konami does have some information about adderall, but they don't say it out particularly because of reasons. They say this: if you're arrived at an event intoxicated or under the influence of any narcotics or controlled substance or become so during the course of the event, you will be disqualified and removed from the venue and may be subject to additional penalties. They also go on in their infraction penalties and they say, a person attends a sanctioned event while intoxicated under the influence of any substance that may be illegal on a local, state, or federal level. If a substance is illegal at the state level, but illegal on the federal level, the substance is not allowed at the event. Now, that's a big deal because some Yu-Gi-Oh players actually do need adderall, more than likely have it prescribed to them. That's fine. I mean, to be honest with you, ADHD, one of the best ways to fight ADHD is to take adderall to help people focus on, well, their day-to-day life. So there are positives about adderall. With that said, Yu-Gi-Oh players that aren't prescribed adderall or taking it are getting addicted. Here's a hotline, by the way, in case anyone needs this. Just a call for funsies. Because Adderall addiction does have real side effects. Adderall, and by the way, here's the side effects right over here. It's hypertension, fast heartbeat, insomnia, appetite suppressant, overdose, sudden cardiac death, stroke, headache, constipation, mood swings, abdominal pains, depression, panic attack, psychosis, kidney disease, seizures, muscle weakness, sexual dysfunction. Yu-Gi-Oh! The last thing we need in the Yu community is weak-ass Yu-Gi-Oh! Players taking a pill, a controlled substance, to make them even more weak so they could get a 1-2 in a game of Yu-Gi-Oh! Like this is the last thing we need. Now, for anyone going V, no way or no shot, maybe you haven't been to a Yu-Gi-Oh! Event, but this is pretty common. This is insanely common, and the problem with this is, how do you test for it? You got a Yu-Gi-Oh player at a Konami event and they win the event or they make top cut the event. Are you going to just piss test them right there for Adderall? No, it makes no sense. How do you can prove someone is taking Adderall besides the word of mouth? That is, once again, I want to throw it out there, rampant in the Yu-Gi-Oh community. Well, there is no way. In fact, Konami, if you are caught saying something like, I'm taking Adderall, and you hold a bottle of the pills, and you're like, I'm going to take me Adderall before this YCS event, that's probably the only way you're going to get caught for taking a controlled substance at a Yu-Gi-Oh event, ideally without a prescription. Other than that, Konami has zero way to stop you. You can take Adderall, you'll probably have some of these eventually after a while playing this game, and that's your life. There's nothing that can be done about it. Konami has nothing in place to stop this. Now, that's first hand. Second hand, if you're a Yu-Gi-Oh player playing against somebody at a YCS event or regionals, and they are on Adderall, they will have, once again, I'm not trying to make Adderall sound amazing, but they will have better focus. More than probably you, obviously, because they're taking a pill or pills to help them focus better. That's really why people are doing it. They're doing it to focus so they can not make any mistakes. Because that's basically what Adderall helps people do, especially people with ADHD. So, once again, Konami has zero way to stop this. I'm not making this video to show you, the pros and cons, or should you take Adderall, should you not. I don't think you should take Adderall. I think taking a pill that would mess your body up is pretty fucking stupid. But on top of all the other crap we normally take on a day-to-day, I just think that this is something that is a problem in this community. I think that's something that will maintain being a problem in the community because Konami, for the most part, has no way to stop it. Think about it. People you're playing against at a YCS, you might have lost some of these people. In fact, if you play enough Yu-Gi-Oh events, you definitely have lost some people that are taking that went to this event with the purpose of taking this pill so they could play better. And they have done so and probably beat you out of top cut. Or probably some of the winners or the best players in our game, maybe, once again, I want to throw it out there, maybe are taking this to help themselves. It's not fair. It's not right. And to be honest with you, it's not fair to their own bodies that they're hurting by doing shit like this. Once again, for anyone on ADHD, ignore everything I just said. You need this. This will help you out. But for the average Yu-Gi-Oh player that doesn't need this, that doesn't have ADHD, This is a problem. This is a massive issue because by hurting yourself, you also help yourself. And what is Konami doing? Nothing. Absolutely nothing. This is the most you're going to see Konami do. Once again, you have to be a Yu-Gi-Oh player that goes to a YCS event, stand in front of someone at Konami that works there, maybe one of the people that run the event, and say, oh, I can't wait to play Yu-Gi-Oh round 1. I'm going to pop me an adderall. Scum. I'm going to take some adderall at a Yu-Gi-Oh event because that's going to help me play. Even though I don't have a prescription for this shit, I'm going to take this shit so I can focus better and win events. And then maybe a Konami employee, maybe, will look at you and go, well, that's probably against our tournament policy and guidelines. We probably should do something about that. The drug problem in the Yu community is absolutely disgusting. And once again, Konami doesn't have any way to stop it. That's the truth of this whole entire video. And I want to go once more above it because I know some people I'm not going to like. By the way, some people are already pissing me probably for this alone because they're taking Adderall and they don't want me to talk about this because that's what they're doing. But I want to go one step above it and get even more people pissed off at me because fuck it, fuck that, I don't give a shit. Marijuana is disgusting, it smells like ass, and I think it should be done like alcohol. Drink it at your house. I have no problem with that. But don't come around smoking at a Yu-Gi-Oh! Marijuana and wondering why there are no little kids going to our events. As a parent, I ain't taking my kid to an event if it smells like a fucking, like marijuana. It's disgusting. And yes, smoking does stink. It smells absolutely rancid. I smoke every now and then. I go outside when I smoke. I fucking hate it. I get it. But smoke and marijuana are two completely different things. So let's not try to tie them together because that's a really lazy argument, number one. Number two, smoking won't have shit like this. Marijuana control under federal law. Due to its status as a Schedule I controlled substance, the CSA prohibits the manufacture, distribution, dispensation, and possession of marijuana except in federal government approved research studies. Basically, that. It's a Schedule I controlled substance, along with heroin, ecstasy, and LSD. Why am I talking about that? Well, because Konami, in their own rules that they don't even fucking do anything about. By the way, if you went to YCS Virginia, you and I both know, or anyone hasn't went there, I'll tell you right now, you walked outside, you smelled that shit. People were smoking it bluntly in front of everybody, because on the state level, you're allowed to smoke marijuana. On the federal level, you're not. Now, Konami says over here, if a substance is legal to the state, but illegal to the federal level, the substance is not allowed at the event. Bullshit! Konami is such a bunch of pussies, they can't even fucking hold their own policy guidelines at their own events. So much so, players will walk outside and smoke that shit and come back inside stinking of it, and Konami reps will do fucking nothing because they are pussies! That's why. Fucking disgusting, Konami. Get your shit together and grow a pair of balls and actually uphold your own fucking tournament policy guidelines. Uphold your own infraction and penalty guidelines that you set in place that you jerk off so much so because you like to go updates every now and then and talk about how good you are at doing it, but yet you don't even fucking stop it. You don't promote it, you don't do nothing. Once again, if you arrive at an event intoxicated or under the influence of any narcotics or controlled substance, or this report you guys want to really pay attention to, become so during the course of the event. I don't understand how we can, once again, the Yu-Gi-Oh player base, sit back and think that Konami actually doesn't enforce any of their shit. Because they barely do. But if you misgender somebody, that's fucked up. You get banned from the event. If you go outside and smoke weed, which, once again, you can't legally do according to Konami, well, you can't do according to Konami, oh well. Oh well. A person brings a prohibited item to a sanctioned event or official event that is not allowed via that event's FAQ or is illegal on a state, local, or federal level. If an item is legal at a state level but illegal at a federal level, the item is not allowed at the event. Where the fuck you think people got the marijuana, Konami, at the YCS? You didn't even walk outside, there was a tree, and they're like, we'll just pick this and roll this up. Stupid! Once again, this is the kind of stupid shit Konami does. Konami has no control over Yu-Gi-Oh players taking ADHD. And more than likely, as time goes on, more Yu-Gi-Oh players will be taking Adderall. Well, ADHD, I meant Adderall. They'll be taking Adderall. And the reason why they'll be taking this, because it helps them play better. Despite the fact that they're drastically damaging their body, they will be taking Adderall, non-prescribed Adderall, to help them focus. They'll do things like go over here and have one of these e-doctors prescribe ADHD medicine, and they'll try to get Adderall out of this deal, by the way. I'm not saying you can do that. I'm not saying these are steps to do that. I'm just letting you know what Yu-Gi-Oh players have done to get their Adderall. That. ADHD, don't get me wrong, I think some people actually do have it, but I think as time goes on, either we are better, one, at detecting ADHD, or two, everyone's just saying it, and it's really hard to see if someone has it or doesn't have it, let's be honest. Or I have ADHD, or my ADHD is acting up. How many times have you heard that from people? Realistically, ADHD is something people actually do have, and it is very problematic. But I think it's one of those things where not everyone has it, but everyone gets medicine for it. Just throwing it out there. Once again, I'm not trying to say go to this website. I'm not being that weirdo posting an affiliate link or any of that bullshit. All I'm trying to say is people are using websites like this to get medicine to go and play at Yu-Gi-Oh events, and they're skirting the issue. And even the ones that get the ADHD illegally, which there are still people, believe it or not, ADHD, there are still people that are getting Adderall legally, freaking illegal Adderall with no prescription. I want to throw that out there at Konami events, and Konami has no way to really stop them, because how can you detect whether someone is prescribed Adderall or someone just has it randomly? And if someone has it randomly, I doubt they're going to, once again, go in front of a Konami employee, go, hey Konami, check this out, I'm taking Adderall. I don't even need to take it, but I'm going to take it because I'm going to go smoke kids at Yu-Gi-Oh events. Like, they have no way to stop that. I know a lot of people are going to be really upset about Adderall. There are people going to be upset about marijuana, because a lot of people really pro marijuana, which I understand. Once again, I don't care about it like that, but I don't want it to smoked around me. That's all. It's very simple. It's like drinking. Like, don't drink around me, we're cool. Like, it's not a hard concept, but somehow people get really defensive over these things. I don't understand why. People are going to be really pissed about this, and I do understand why. Because I'm blowing up your spot because you're taking something that can hurt your body, and you're telling others to take it, which hurts them. Once again, not a big fan of that. My goal is only for this game itself. I don't care about Konami. I don't even care about the player base. I care about the game. And going and playing Yu-Gi-Oh! And playing against people that are given an unfair advantage by taking straight up drugs, it's not really a good idea. It's not really helpful. They're prescribed, that's a whole different thing. I want to emphasize that. But a lot of players are not prescribed it. They're just taking this shit to get an advantage over you and others at Yu-Gi-Oh! Events. And the marijuana thing's hilarious, and I guarantee you in the comment section down below, you'll get people bitching about it. Once again, I'm not against marijuana, just don't smoke that shit near me. It's very simple. But somehow some people feel like they're entitled that they can't smoke it around you. It's really fucking weird, really fucking cringe. Like, get your shit together. Ultimately, though, Konami has a bunch of things in their policy documents that they just don't really push, unfortunately. All this shit, by the way, I find it also hilarious, a little side note, that you can use the Neuron app, but you gotta turn the sound effects and music off. I didn't install that shit in Neuron. You did, Konami, but you're such a bunch of fuck-ups that you guys can't just automatically create an app without that installed. Someone somehow decided to put that shit in there. Just like someone decided to put this shit in here, but not really promote this as a real rule. Just to have it in there for the sake of having it in there. Maybe to cover legal liability, maybe because Konami's inept. Ultimately, at the end of the day, we don't know. One thing we do know is there's a problem going on in your community, and it's going to continue because Konami is inept to do anything about it. This is your boy V, and you guys also have a great day.